All right, boys and girls, De Tomaso's new manual supercar, the P72, is officially here, has been unveiled. I believe this is a supercar that everybody wanted to see or was expecting. Let's get into it. What is going on, boys and girls, and welcome back to another video. If you guys are rocking with the content, make sure to hit that thumbs up and the subscribe for your boy. Do your boy a solid one. We're on the road to 24,000 subscribers. We just got to 23, and boys and girls, I would have never dreamed I would have passed 20,000 subscribers on this channel. Anyways, so the Tomaso's P72, and we have the article here from CarScoop, and CarScoop is saying the Tomaso's new supercar is a manual love letter to drivers because this is what everybody wanted. And right here, right off the bat, on the title, it explains so much. And it says, the P72 features a mid-mounted supercharged V8 from America. Stick to the end of the video because I'm going to unveil, I'm going to tell you guys who was the one that, what company did they get this engine from? And you're gonna be like, oh, you know, like you're going to freak out. The P72 features a mid-mounted supercharged V8 from America paired with a 6-speed manual and no screens whatsoever. Not even the Bugatti. This car has no screen whatsoever. Now, the word around town, or what the articles tends to say, is that this car is very customizable. And we're looking at a copper edition right here. And we'll get into it because you can do a bunch of customizations to this vehicle. And it says that Tomaso has unveiled the first internal production spec P72, marking a key milestone. The new supercar is finished in white and copper, distinct from the 72 customer units. Deliveries of the manual-only model will commence in late 2025, a year later than planned. It obviously took a little bit longer. Now, there hasn't been any talk yet when it comes to actual pricing. The Tomaso hasn't unveiled the price, but we're going to get into it. We're going to talk about it. Again, stick to the end of the video because when you figure out where they got the engine from, you're going to be like, wow, that's a doozy. And it said the design of the P72 stays almost identical to the concept that wowed the crowd at the 2019 Goodwood Festival of Speed. The supercar retains a low silhouette, sculpted lines, and a retro-inspired styling that first captures the imaginations of the enthusiasts. It is a mixture of new futuristic 2025 technology with vintage, because that's what this vehicle looks like, and I love it. The most noticeable difference from the concepts are subtle. Functioning window cutouts, a redesigned rear diffusers that should improve aerodynamics or at least make it look faster when parked. That's what they're saying. And this is the back of the vehicle, and it looks amazing. It says the P72 is also advertised as a spiritual successor to the 1965 De Tomaso's P70, a racing car designed by Alejandro De Tomaso and Carroll Shelby. Now, while it might trace its lineage to the P70, many observers have pointed out the resemblance to the iconic Italian models from the past, like the 1966 Ferrari 330 P3, the famed 1967 Alfa Romeo 33. And it says, as personal as you want it, just don't ask for screens. So you're not getting screens on this vehicle. And we're going to get into it. This car looks amazing. This is the front of the vehicle. Now, my question is this edition, does it have too much copper? Is this going to bother your eyes? Like everywhere you look here in this vehicle is copper. I actually like it, but to some people it might be an overkill. The paint scheme right here, you know, copper. Rear view mirror is copper. When we look at the back, rear diffuser line is copper. Lines right here are copper. The badge is copper. All the badges on the inside. Now, it says P72 offers plenty of ways to make it your own. You can choose from a heritage-inspired paint finishes, a naked carbon fiber exterior, or a variety of hand-stitched leathers, or a machine metal finish inside the cabin. Let's look at the cabin. This is actually the naked vehicle without doing or putting the body or the modifications on it. And we're going to look at the interior, but this is where I reveal to you guys, or this is where CarScoop talks about the engine. And it says, unlike the concept, which featured a V12 engine, the production vehicle actually went with a supercharged 5.0 liter Coyote engine from Ford, developed in partnership with Roush, and the engine features custom forged internals and a 60 inspired header designs. I would love to see those headers and what they look like. Let's get into the interior right here. Right off the bat, we see the AC buttons are on the roof of this vehicle. Now, there's something here that caught my attention. Rear view mirror, but is this a mirror right here? And this is going to be in the pillar right here, if we look at it, of the door. This obviously goes up with the door. Is that also another mirror? This is a full glorious interior. I love this. Copper doesn't bother me. But would this be too much copper for you guys? And that's what I'm trying to say. You got copper right here, copper on the doors, on the shifter, on the vents, and there's no screen whatsoever. Now, does it have a radio? And that's what we don't know. And on the steering wheel here also. Let's look at the shift console. You see the shift linkages. It's almost like that K20 swap Honda where you see the shift linkages. And another thing that I noticed, there's obviously no armrest. I mean, you could probably put your arm there, and the seats are still kind of low. I don't even know if the seats are even comfortable. There's not a lot of bulge here or a lot of comfort, or, but they might be, for probably a really expensive car, they should be, to be honest. But this is a glorious interior. Now, what do we get with some of this vintage, pretty simple supercar? And what's the first thing you see right here? What's the first thing I see? We see a key. It actually has a key. Now, it does have a start button, and we're going to get into it. We're actually going to do a close-up of it here. It does have a key, and this is the key right here. Now, the gauges, obviously copper. We have a button here that raises your suspension up and down. I guess that's what we could think. Gauges right in the middle. We have water, oil. Now, push start right here, but we also have a key. Lock for the doors, most likely, parking, hazard, and ESC. Now, and then we have the air vents or the AC up top. And it says, Norman Choi, CEO of the Tomaso's Automotive, stated, the P72 was our promise to faithfully revive a historic mark. The first production specification vehicle embodies everything we stand for: a mechanical soul, a timeless beauty, and a driving experience that rises above modern convention. It is our echo through time, now made real. Now, when it comes to like the Bugatti, which is a super expensive vehicle, it's automatic. Ferrari, automatic. Lamborghini, automatic. In a world full of automatic vehicles, even supercar vehicles, you get this beautiful supercharged V8 tuned by Roush, 5.0 liter Coyote, 6-speed manual, 700 horsepower. And it says, as for the track only, the Tomaso P900, which was unveiled in 2022 with a production run of only 18 units and a price tag of $3 million, the company has remained tight-lipped about its status. Perhaps they learned that not everything needs to be said out loud, specifically when involving cars that most of us will never get to see, let alone even drive. And this is the part where they're talking about that after years of development, the Tomaso plan to begin deliveries of the P72 late of 2025. Now, it also says that the pricing is still unconfirmed, but early reports suggest that it'll start around 1.6 million euros, which will be $1.8 million. While it's certainly a lot of money for a car, you can take comfort in knowing that it is as exclusive as it gets. Now, talking a little bit about the engine or the body or the composition of it, it says, in the same spirit, the Tomaso has also chosen to skip the modern obsessions with endless drive modes. Instead, it's all about simplicity and emphasizing on raw and unfiltered power or performance. The P72 is built on a bespoke carbon fiber chassis with a central monocoque, front and rear subframes, and an optional weight balance that delivers pure analog driving experience. So add in push-rod suspensions, a 3-way manually adjustable dampeners, and you have a supercar that is much about the feel of the road as it is about the speed. Now, some people are going to say, well, for that kind of money, I don't even get a screen. That's a waste of money. Just a few buttons here and there. That might be too much copper for me. But some are going to tell you, well, it's about the raw experience, and that's exactly what we want. And there you go, ladies and gentlemen. The P72 is here. I love it. I think this car is beautiful. This is the back of it. I love it, love it, love it, love it. If it's riding at night, you see the LEDs here. It's just an amazing vehicle. This is by far one of my favorite supercars up to date right now. I'm a big Lamborghini lover, but this is amazing. But no screens, just pure driving enjoyment. Let me know what you guys think. Hit the thumbs up. I'll see you guys on the next one.